Hello students, welcome to the lecture series on VLSI design. We are dealing with module 2. This is Professor Meenakshi Thorse, Department of ECE, KLS VDIT, Haldia. So in previous lecture we discussed various parasitic capacitances formed in a MOS device like gate capacitance, diffusion capacitance or sidewall or peripheral capacitance, interlayer capacitance and wiring capacitance. So gate capacitance was standardized in terms of square CG so that we can move from one technology to other technology conveniently. And we estimated capacitance for multi-layer structures. So in this lecture, we'll calculate delay for NMOS inverter as well as CMOS inverter, and then we'll study rise time and fall time. So consider example 1. For CMOS inverter pair shown below, calculate total delay V into V out in terms of tau. So as discussed in the previous lecture, delay is given by Rs into Cg and delay is represented by tau. So for this CMOS inverter pair, we need to calculate the delay. So for CMOS inverters, the parasitic capacitance is 2 Cg and the ratio for CMOS inverter is 1:1. And a CMOS inverter has a PMOS as a pull-up device and a NMOS as a pull-down device. So ratio for CMOS inverter is 1:1. Pull-up ratio and pull-down ratio both are 1. So inverter 1 pull-up to pull-down ratio is 1:1. Inverter 2 pull-up to pull-down ratio is 1:1. So initially let us assume Vin equals to 0. You can start with Vin as 0 or you may start with Vin as 1. Both are fine. So I have considered Vin to be 0 initially. So if input is 0 to inverter 1. So if input is 0, PMOS will be on. That is pull-up device will be on. Pull-down device will be off. So when Vin is 0, my pull-up section is on and pull-up is a P device. So as you know, delay formula is sheet resistance Rs into Cg, and Cg for CMOS is 2 Cg. The parasitic capacitance for CMOS is 2 Cg. Now what is the Rs value? So sheet resistance for NMOS is 10 raised to 4 ohm per square. For PMOS it is 2.5 into 10 raised to 4 ohm per square. So the ratio is 1:2.5. For NMOS it is 1, for PMOS it is 2.5. And the formula for resistance was R equals to Rs into L by W. L by W is nothing but Z. Therefore, R equals to Z into Rs. So the resistance offered is, I have assumed Vin as 0. My pull-up device is on. So pull-up is PMOS. Hence the resistance is 2.5. 2.5. And what is the pull-up ratio? 1. So 2.5 into 1. 2.5 Rs into 2 Cg gives you 5 tau. So if my input is 0 initially, then my V in 1, that is input to second inverter, will be logic 1. So in case of second inverter, if the input is 1, pull down is on, that is NMOS is on and PMOS is off. So for inverter 2, pull down is on, that is NMOS is on. So what is resistance, sheet resistance for NMOS? It is 1. And what is pull down ratio for second inverter? It is 1. So 1 RS, and the sheet parasitic resistance is 2 Cg. So delay is 2 tau. Total delay is 5 tau plus 2 tau, that is 7 tau. So let me repeat, delay is nothing but sheet resistance into parasitic capacitance. Sheet resistance has to be multiplied with either pull-up ratio or pull-down ratio depending on the turn-on conditions. So when Vin is 0, my pull-up section is on. So pull-up is PMOS device. So for inverter 1, what is pull-up ratio? 1. And what is the resistance for PMOS? 2.5. So 2.5 into 1, 2.5 RS, and parasitic capacitance is 2 Cg. Therefore, delay is 5 tau. Similarly, input to second inverter is 1. Therefore, pull down is on, and pull down is NMOS. So for inverter 2, what is pull down ratio? 1. And resistance for pull down is 1. So 1 RS. Parasitic capacitance is 2 Cg. So delay is 2 tau. So total delay 7 tau. Example 2, same as previous, except a load capacitance is connected at the output of second inverter. So two CMOS inverters are cascaded to drive a capacitive load CL equals to 16 square Cg. Calculate pair delay V into V out in terms of tau. So since it is a CMOS inverter, again the pull up to pull down ratio is 1:1, and the parasitic capacitance for CMOS is 2 Cg. Along with these parasitic capacitances, we have a load capacitance as well connected at the second inverter output node, that is 16 Cg. So again, let me assume Vin equals to 0. So if Vin is 0, then my pull up section will turn on and pull down is off. Vin 0, pull up is on, and pull up is a PMOS here. So delay is Vin 0, pull up is on. So what is pull up ratio for inverter 1? It is 1. And what is resistance for pull up? 2.5. Pull up is PMOS here, so resistance is 2.5. So 2.5 into 1 into RS, and capacitance is 2 Cg. So total delay 5 tau. So if my Vin is 0, then V1 node will be at logic 1, which is input to second inverter. So if input to second inverter is logic 1, then my pull down device will turn on. Pull down is NMOS. So pull down is on, that is NMOS is on, pull up is off. So when I give input to inverter 2, my pull down is in on condition. So inverter 2 pull down is on. So what is pull down ratio for inverter 2? It is 1, and my pull down is N device, so resistance is 1 RS. So 1 into 1 RS. Whereas capacitance at inverter 2, we have two parallel capacitors placed. So equivalent capacitance will be addition of both. So 16 Cg plus 2 Cg, that is 18 Cg. 18 into 1, and RS into Cg is nothing but tau, so 18 tau. Total delay is 18 tau plus 5 tau, that is 23 tau. So third example, now instead of CMOS, we have two cascaded NMOS inverters. So for NMOS inverter pair shown below, calculate pair delay V into V out in terms of tau. If it is NMOS inverter, if the ratio is not specified, then by default for NMOS inverters, the ratio is 4:1, and for CMOS inverters, the ratio is 1:1. And the parasitic capacitance for NMOS, it is 1 Cg, whereas for CMOS, it is 2 Cg. So 1 Cg parasitic will be formed at the output node of both inverters. So pull up to pull down ratio for both inverters, it is 4:1. So if it is NMOS inverter, pull up is a N depletion device, pull down is N enhancement device. So first case, let us assume Vin as 0. If input is 0, then pull down is off and pull up, since it is a depletion, it is on state. So Vin 0, pull up is on. So delay is nothing but resistance into capacitance. And for NMOS, capacitance is 1 Cg and resistance is nothing but Z into Rs. So Z is nothing but a pull-up ratio here. Vin 0, pull-up is on. So pull-up is 4 and pull-up is NMOS. So resistance is 1. So 4 into 1 into Rs into 1 Cg. So gives you 4 tau. If Vin is 0, then V1 is logic 1. That is input to inverter 2 is logic 1. So if the input to inverter 2 is logic 1, input to inverter 2 is logic 1, both pull up, sorry, this has to be on, pull up, pull down, both will be on. But since my input is 1, my expected output has to be 0. So this NMOS will be completely on, so that V out is shorted to ground. And since the ratio is 4:1, so ratio here is 4:1. Pull up ratio is 4 and pull down ratio is 1. So pull up ratio is more, so it has more delay. Pull down ratio is less, so less delay. Hence when both devices are on, since pull down has less delay, V out will be automatically shorted to ground. So when input to inverter 2 is 1, pull down is in on state. So what is the pull down ratio for inverter 2? It is 1. Pull down is NMOS. So resistance is 1 Rs. So 1 into 1 Rs. Capacitance 1 Cg. So delay 1 tau. Total delay 5 tau. So please note, when these ratios are given, the first value represents pull up ratio and the second value is pull down ratio. So next example, two NMOS inverters are cascaded to drive a capacitive load CL equals to 16 Cg. Calculate delay in terms of tau. Apart from parasitic capacitances, we have a capacitive load at the inverter to output terminal, that is 16 Cg. So since these are NMOS inverters, pull up to pull down ratio for both inverters is 4:1. And the parasitic capacitance for NMOS inverters is 1 Cg. So NMOS inverter pull up is NMOS depletion, pull down is NMOS enhancement. So assume Vin equals to 0. If input is 0, this pull down is off, pull up is on. Pull up is on, which is N depletion. So delay is resistance into capacitance. Capacitance is 1 Cg and resistance is Z into Rs. So when input is 0, my pull up is on. So what is pull up ratio? 4. What is resistance? Since it is NMOS, 4 into 1, that is 4 Rs, 1 Cg, gives you 4 tau. If my Vin is 0 initially, then V1 will be logic 1. That is input to inverter 2 is logic 1. So if the input to inverter 2 is logic 1, pull down is on. Sorry, this has to be on because it is depletion. Both are on. But since the ratio is 4:1, since the ratio is 4:1, pull up ratio is 4, pull down is 1. So pull up ratio is more, so it offers more delay. Pull down ratio is less, so less delay. So both, when V is 1, both pull down, pull up, both are on. But V out will be automatically shorted to ground because pull down has less delay. Hence your output will be VOL, not perfect 0. So when input is 1, pull down is considered to be on. So when input is 1, pull down is on. So second inverter, pull down ratio is 1 into capacitance. We have two capacitors connected parallelly. So equivalent is addition of both 1 plus 16 Cg. 17 Cg into 1 Rs gives you 17 tau. So total delay 17 tau plus 4 tau, 21 tau. So depending on V in value, for inverter 1, if pull up is on, consider pull up ratio. If pull down is on, consider pull down ratio. Multiply the capacitance value with resistance value. Resistance is depending on whether it is NMOS or PMOS. So if pull up is on, consider pull up ratio, multiply with the resistance of pull up device into capacitance will give you the delay. So rise time. Rise time is associated with the P device, whereas fall time is related to N device. So rise time, the output node rises to VDD, that is the capacitor charges to VDD. Whereas in fall time, the output discharges to 0. That is output falls to 0. So rise time V in is 0, PMOS on, NMOS off. PMOS is on, it is replaced with a current source. NMOS is off, open switch. So output node is offered a closed path to VDD, hence the capacitor charges to VDD. P device is on, so it is in saturation region. N device is off, so it is in cutoff region. So since P is in saturation region, IDSP can be written as beta P by 2 VGSP minus VTP square. As you know, V equals to I into R and the delay T is given by R into C. Therefore, V can be written as I into T by C. V can be written as I into T by C. With respect to the circuit here, V represents V out, I represents IDSP, T and C represents the output capacitance load CL. So substituting IDSP, we'll be getting this expression and equate it to T. So T equals to 2CL V out divided by beta P into VGS minus VTP square. Assuming T to be rise time tau R and V out equals to VDD, VTP, threshold voltage for P is negative. So it is represented as mod here. So VTP 0.2 VDD and VGSP. As you know, input is 0. Gate of PMOS is connected to 0. Source is connected to VDD. So VGSP is minus VDD. So 2CL V out beta P, VGSP is minus VDD, VTP is negative. So minus of minus will be plus 0.2 VDD square. So once you simplify this bracket term, we'll get minus 0.8 VDD square which is nothing but 0.64 VDD square. So once you simplify, you'll get 3.125 CL by beta P VDD. So rise time is approximately equal to 3 CL by beta P VDD. So when input is 0, your output node rises to VDD. That is, the capacitor charges to VDD. Fall time. The output node discharges to 0. So when input is 1, NMOS is on. So N is replaced with the current source. P is off, open switch. P is off, cutoff region. N is on. So it is operating in saturation region. Since NMOS is on, the capacitor node which was charged to VDD will now discharge to ground. Since N is operating in saturation region, IDSN can be written as beta N by 2 VGSN minus VTN square. And we know that V equals to I into R and delay T equals to R into C. So therefore V can be written as I into T by C. V here is V out, I is IDSN into T, and C represents load capacitance CL here. Substitute IDSN and equate for T. So this is the expression we'll be getting for T. T is replaced with fall time tau f. V out is VDD, VTN. Threshold for NMOS is positive, so 0.2 VDD. VGSN. Gate of NMOS is connected to logic 1, that is VDD. Source of NMOS is connected to 0, so VGSN is VDD. Substituting VGSN and simplifying, we'll be getting tau f fall time equals to 2 CL VDD divided by beta N into 0.8 VDD square. So once you simplify, you'll get fall time as 3.125 CL divided by beta N VDD. Therefore, fall time is approximately 3 CL by beta N VDD. So rise time is associated with the charging of capacitor, and fall time is nothing but discharging of capacitor. Thank you.